everyone, welcome to Tutorials Point. In this video, we will learn about structural properties of monosaccharides. These are the properties which determine the structure of monosaccharides. The learning objectives will be to describe the structure of monosaccharides, that is the open chain structure and the cyclic structure, and to explain properties of specific monosaccharides like hexoses and pentoses. So first, let us talk about structure of monosaccharides. Now, monosaccharides can exist as two forms, the open chain form and the closed ring form. We will first talk about the open chain form. As the name suggests, open chain. Open chain means that there is no closed structure. It is a straight chain of molecules arranged together by single linear bonds. So, we know that the monosaccharides are trioses, tetroses, pentoses, hexoses. So, the 4-carbon sugar and the 3-carbon sugar, that is the trioses and the tetroses, they always exist in open chain, that is in straight form. As you can see in the figure, this is a straight chain of trioses which has aldehydic group at the first position. The hexoses, pentoses and heptoses, now they can exist both as open chain as well as the closed ring structure. As you can see in the glucose, this is a straight chain structure of glucose molecule with aldehyde present at the first carbon and alternatively hydroxyl groups are present. Now let us see how ring structure is formed. Ring, as the name is suggesting, a closed ring has to be formed. Now how is this closed ring formed? In aqueous solution, that is in presence of water, the carbon molecules which in a straight chain were joined together are flexible, that is the backbone is flexible. So these carbon molecules in a straight chain, they can come close together and form a ring. Now the ring structure can be 6-membered, and because it resembles structure of a pyrin, it is called pyranose sugar, and it can also be a 5-membered ring. As you can see in the figure, this is pyrin, which is a 6-membered ring, and this is furan, which is a 5-membered ring. The corresponding sugars will be called pyranose sugar and furanose sugar. Now, one more thing which is to be kept here in mind is that both the open chain and the ring chain, they are in equilibrium with each other, means they are interchangeable, interconvertible. But in aqueous solutions, the ring form is more stable. So, always the ring form is the favored form in which the sugars exist. Now, let us talk about specific sugars. First, the most carbon hexose sugar, that is glucose. So, glucose is a 6-carbon sugar. We learned that it exists both as open chain as well as ring chain. So, let us first see this diagram. So, this is a linear chain of glucose. The aldehydic group present at the first carbon. Now, it comes together and bonds with the 5th carbon. The OH present at the 5th carbon because of the flexibility of the backbone. So, a bond is formed between the aldehydic group and the hydroxyl group. This bond is known as hemiacetal bond. Since the group is aldehydic, it is called acetal bond. Now, if the group is ketone, then the bond will be called hemiketal bond. Okay. Now, as you can see, the carbons have clumped close together and a ring is formed. Now, this is a 6-membered ring, a hexagonal ring resembling pyrin, and the name is pyranose ring. And so, the 5th carbon and the first aldehyde group came close together, formed a bond. The bond is known as hemiacetal bond, and correspondingly a ring is formed. That ring is known as pyranose ring in case of glucose. Let us now talk about fructose. So, fructose is also a 6-carbon sugar. We know that. But what is the difference? The difference is the keto group present at the 2nd position. The keto group present at the 2nd position. So, what happens is now bond is a hemiketal bond. Where is it being formed? on the OH group of the carbon number 5. The OH on the C5 reacts with the carbonyl group on the C2. The carbonyl group here on the C2 reacts with the C5 and again a ring is formed. But here the ring is a 5-membered ring. It resembles what? A furan, and the ring is called furanose ring. Okay, so that was all about 6 carbon sugars. Now let us talk about 5 carbon sugars, that is the pentoses. So the first most important pentose is ribose sugar. As you can see clearly, it is a 5 carbon sugar. Now where is the bond being formed? Between the aldehyde group of the first carbon and the OH group of the 4th carbon. This is to be kept in mind that always pentose sugar will form furanose ring. Now we know the use of ribose, right? This ribose sugar is a main component of what? RNA, which further forms protein. So you see in the figure, the first position, it is bonded with the nitrogenous base. And on the 5th position, the phosphoric acid gets attached to form the RNA molecule. So now we have to keep in mind that what is the difference between a ribose and a deoxyribose. Let us just see. So here in a deoxyribose, as the name suggests, at the 2nd position OH group is absent. There is no hydroxyl group here. In place of OH group, what is present? And hydrogen is present. This is the only difference. The furanose ring is there, everything is just the same. Only difference is that OH group is absent. And because of the absence of this OH group, it becomes more stable, and as a result, we all know that it is a component of DNA. That is the genetic material inside our body. So, if we summarize, we can say that the monosaccharides are the simplest sugars, right? And they exist in 2 structures, the open chain structure and the closed ring structure. These structures are interchangeable and in equilibrium with each other. But always the ring structure is favored. Thank you.
Tutorialspoint.com. Simply easy learning.